but I'm sure grateful. If you would see me on the street, you would probably think I'm the typical girl next door. But I'm here to tell you that this narrative is not true. I wish I could be the typical girl next door, and I wish I could have been in my childhood. But I'm a child trafficking survivor, and I was held as a child sex slave for the first 15 years of my life by the people I should have trusted the most. I was hidden in plain sight. I wasn't held somewhere in a dungeon. I was going to school, I was going to dance classes on horseback riding. I was right there in the middle of everyone, and no one saw me. I am here to tell you today that we have more slaves today than ever before in history. We have over 40 million people enslaved in human trafficking. Every year we have over 6 million children exploited to commercial sex and held as sex slaves. The average age of a traffic victim is 13. Human trafficking is the most lucrative crime around the world because unlike drugs and guns, you can sell a human being over and over and over again. Human trafficking is a $53 trillion enterprise, but only $125 million are invested each year to fight human trafficking. Out of 2,300 cases, only one will be prosecuted. The conviction rates are even lower. I am asking, why is no one marching for the children? Why is nobody aware of the signs? Why is nobody aware what is going on? Why does nobody know that we have more slaves today than ever before in history? Why does nobody do anything about it? I don't know how long this video will be up. I don't know if it's going to put me in danger. But I have dedicated my life ever since I escaped over 10 years ago to fight the most evil around the world. And I am on my way to become an international human rights attorney. If I can escape 15 years of sex slavery and fight back, what can you do? Why does not the media speak about this? Why does nobody speak about this? Why does nobody shout about this on the streets? Why does nobody march about this? We have more slaves today than ever before. A little bit about me, like I said, I was hidden in plain sight. I wasn't held in a dungeon. While those cases do exist, the majority of cases are hidden in plain sight. The capital of human trafficking is not somewhere in a developing country. The capital of human trafficking is right here in the United States. 80% of customers worldwide are American men and women. Why does nobody talk about it? What are the signs of child trafficking? You can detect it easily. It would have only taken one person to know the signs, to save me and many other children that I have witnessed being trafficked, raped, brutalized, tortured. The typical signs are the abuse signs. If you have bruises and abuse marks, poor dental health, poor overall health, sexual transmitted diseases on children. No child should have sexual transmitted diseases. A compromised mental health, over-sexualized children that act out sexually, that are aggressive, children that are extremely quiet, children that seem to be answering scripted versions of their lives, children that lack documentation, or that are never alone and somebody else is always answering for them. In my case, the only odd thing about me was that I moved at least once a year. I was in 16 different schools before the age of 14. That was the only thing that was abnormal about me. We seemed like a typical family, normal, even great. But nobody asked why we moved so much, why I had to be in 16 different schools. That is a tactic of traffickers to keep the victims disorientated and give them no chance to build a trusted relationship with anybody or its support system. Trafficking looks so much different than we think it does. We have so many misconceptions about trafficking because we see all those movies. While there are, the kidnapping cases and the dungeons and the cells for children, Most of the trafficking happens in your neighborhood by people you think you can trust. Who buys children for sex? Not some scumbags. People we trust on a daily basis. We have more slaves today than ever before. 40 million people. Human trafficking is the greatest human rights challenge of the century. And yet, nobody speaks about it. Nobody's on the street marching for it. I am marching alone. We survivors are marching alone. We're trying our best, but we need the rest of the world to wake up, know the science, and shout out, and fight it. It would have taken one person to recognize the science to save me, save so many children. You might not change the entire world, but you can change the world for someone. Can we change the world? Can we speak more about it? Can we demand the media to talk about this? Can we demand our legislators to make changes so there will be more cases prosecuted? More than only 1 out of 2,300. More convictions. Perpetrators need to know that their crimes will be punished to the fullest extent of the law. And right now, the meaning of being punished by the fullest extent of the law doesn't really mean anything. In Germany, the possession and viewing of child pornography is not even a felony. It's a misdemeanor. I was born and raised in Germany, trafficked in Germany and Eastern Europe. I was filmed as a child, and yet it's not a felony if somebody's watching me being raped 40, 50 times a day, brutalized. Yes, it is a dark topic. Yes, it is an uncomfortable topic. But the children need you. What does a victim look like? I ask you to close your eyes for a moment and think of your sister, or your child, or your grandchild, or your brother, or your student, or any child in your life. Think about them and picture them in your mind. That is a victim. Everybody can become a victim that fast. Are you aware how the children are in your life? What they go through? How they're treated by their family or teacher or friends? A good friend of mine was trafficked by her best friend. Do you know what trafficking really looks like? Do you know how bad it is? Do you know that you need to go and march on the street for the children? Every other topic in this world gets to have a demonstration. But child trafficking doesn't. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that a child is being raped 50 times a day. It doesn't matter, or does it matter to you? If it does, be educated, learn, and go out and march. We need you. The children need you. There are so many out there being raped over and over again while you're listening to this video. And talk to your children about it. Yes, it might be a dark topic, but I guarantee you, if you talk to your child about child trafficking, your child will not become a victim to it, because it learns to be aware. It learns to speak up and give someone else a voice. Your child will learn to stand up for what is right and important. I'm asking you to fight child trafficking and use your voice, so that if you encounter with a child that might be in trouble, that child knows they can trust you and open up. And you may save a life. You will save a life. Child trafficking deserves a march today. Police and child trafficking, we are not for sale.